What if we were to think about having dominion as human beings as a good thing? As if God was entrusting human beings to tend to God's crowning creation, calling us to be stewards rather than owners of the planet.
We participated in the Climate Hope Voter Pledge Card to hand out to encourage people to vote their values and for their children and grandchildren. As a part of that campaign, we met with our fellow legislators and we met with their aides at both the Hartford office and we had the DC office Zoom in with Senators Richard Blumenthal, Senator Chris Murphy, and Congressman John Larson.
I signed these postcards because it's important to make sure that our legislators understand that there is a real effect of climate change. It's important for them to understand that our environment is also our house, and we need to take care of our house and maintain it as best as we can. Those postcards send the message to our state senators as well as our governor of letting them know how much we care about this earth that God has provided.
Through the efforts of dedicated local advocates, the Vote for Climate Hope campaign made hope contagious through person-to-person outreach within and beyond the walls of our churches. In collecting pledge cards, Asylum Hill UCC excelled at the spreading of hope through action. In celebration of their collecting the most pledge cards of any church, they received the time-honored guarantee of sacred joy among faithful saints, a pizza party. There is truly something good and holy about this heavenly bread covered with sauce, cheese, and your favorite toppings. For the Lord's faithful servants, there is sustenance for the journey.
It's our job as people of faith who want to take care of creation to say, here's what you can do. Come along and be with us.
We know we can't change the world overnight, and so we try to do it in pieces, things that we're able to accomplish.
I'm a co-chair on the climate action team. We've been formed for about 3 years now, and we do a lot of different things all year round. One of the neat things we did this past summer, there's a community garden right down the road and it's underutilized. So we got 6 plots and we planted various vegetables, herbs, and flowers and distributed them at our weekly community meal that we serve for free.
I did a lot of research on Blue Earth, the composting program that happens in Hartford, and have talked a lot of friends into joining, and so we do all composting and turn it every week. They come and pick up, and they keep track of how many pounds they pick up every week. And at our house, they pick up 20 pounds of compostable material that would have gone into the landfill.
Blue Earth gives us each a bucket like this, a nice green bucket, and inside, every time they pick it up, they give you a fresh liner to put your food in. So I keep this in the garage, and every 2 weeks I take it out and put it on the curb.
50 families participated, and by the end of the 6 months, there were 100 families that wanted Blue Earth to continue, which just goes to show that when people are given the opportunity to do something specific and local to help our environment, they're eager to do it.
Last year for Earth Day Sunday, we had what we called a show and tell fair. And so this whole room was filled with tables, and we had different things like you could take home up like a container with dirt and seeds. I grew some kale that year from that. We had information about No Mow May, and you could buy a No Mow May sign.
And we now have 2 towns in Connecticut, Bridgeport and New Milford, who are what's called bee cities, who've made a commitment to not mow their lawns in May to help with the pollinator situation. And that was a real lesson to me, that if you have a good idea and you persuade people of that idea, some good things can happen.
I'm standing in front of a crazy quilt, which was a community art project inspired by the Music and Arts Committee here at AHCC. All of these pieces happen to be made out of recycled cardboard, which we use to cut up into different shapes, and all these unique pieces are put together to make what's called a crazy quilt.
I am so proud to serve this great historic church, this congregation, which is making small but steady strides forward in our work towards combating climate change and becoming eco-justice advocates for this home God created, and calls us to steward well.